We're going to be okay.
Ocho Cinco.
Welcome to Curiosity Public. My name, Dutch.
My name, Jules.
Me llamo Dion
Nays.
Deleitoso. Dion Encantador. Mucho gusto.
Dion Estúpido.
Yes. And in today's episode, welcome
amigos.
to one of our world famous drink-throughs. That's right. It's a drink-through of Arette, become one of our favorite tequilas, I think, in a lot of ways. It's always been up there on the list for all of us, I think, but we've done a series of blind tastings, and I recommend checking those, and Arette did pretty well in those. And we were just using the base Arette for that, so this will be a fun drink through. We've got a wide variety here of Arette. Why don't we just go down the line, tell everybody what we got. First up is the regular line Blanco. Then we've got the artisanal line Blanco, and then the artisanal line high proof Blanco. This one comes in at 101 proof.
Woo!
Look at that.
Oh.
Should I talk about it?
It's a push button.
We'll get to that. Then we got the regular Reposado, the artisanal Reposado, and then a unique Reposado, which is a unique bottling. They do have unique extra añejo as well, which we don't have. That has pretty much disappeared, but these just kind of float around from time to time. Añejo, regular bottling, añejo, artisanal bottling, and then the Gran Clase extra añejo with a new style of cork.
Good.
Which is better. So the old bottling, we should point out, this is what the old bottles were like. And you can actually see that the wax all came off of the cork on this one.
Yeah.
And Dylan, you got something to say about this?
Yeah, so this is the perfect time for Straight Talk with Dylan. All right, so what is up with the cork?
Here, I'll show you on this camera. I'll show you on this camera.
Okay.
It looked better there.
I mean, show what that does.
So that's what it's like. If I push it down here, it just kind of pops back up.
Yeah, same thing here, right? This is not just one.
It's a fidget toy, dude.
Yeah, this one's doing the same thing.
Here, another one. I just want to, show the proof here.
Yeah, I think the people believe you.
No, keep showing.
Okay, this one too.
This is a Dylan segment. Look.
This one's actually not.
I
not bad.
had the extra añejo. I had the extra añejo.
This bottle, right?
Yeah,
This style.
and it's all over my trunk. And if I get pulled over, they'll think that I am drinking in there, drinking tequila, because it just spilled all over. Because this thing would just pop off.
Yeah. Well, they've gone to synthetic cork, but they used to have these proper cork ones.
Yeah, but look at this. Really?
I know, man.
Really? Come on, Arette, come on. And you know what? Did we ever mention where the name comes from?
No.
It comes from the name of the horse.
Oh yeah, that's on the bottle, right?
Yeah, name of the horse that won gold in the Olympics for jumping.
Is that a horse right there?
So very, very famous and
Also
in
embossed
Mexico.
on the back of this.
Yeah.
You can see. And then on the artisanal line, you got the horse there.
Yeah.
I almost prefer the classic square bottle to the artisanal line.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I feel like the square bottle stands out.
Yeah,
more
I like
on
the
shelf.
square.
Oh, and the other thing is, nothing ever goes wrong with the plastic screw top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, guys, let's get started with the Blanco. Pass on down your glasses. Now, this Blanco was featured in our blind tasting of Blancos. This was by far the cheapest one. This one you can find for around $20. Yeah. And I know that some people say they don't ever see Arette around where they live, but if it is in your market, it is usually priced pretty well, and this is a very inexpensive one. Should we give a spoiler? Just go watch our blind tasting.
Yeah.
There will be spoilers in this episode, but this did come in last, I think, in our blind of the Blancos. And it wasn't bad by any chance, it just was up against some
Heavy hitters, dude.
So.
Yeah.
How's the nose?
I would say, relatively speaking, slightly disappointing.
It's
I nose more of the alcohol. Rather than the agave.
Yeah, you're not getting as much agave for sure.
There's there is some agave, but it's not a very pure smelling agave.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is I don't nose any synthetic.
Yeah.
Right?
None of
That's
that.
the
We should
really
point that
great
out.
part.
From the get-go, Arette is well known for using very, not using any additives. They don't always use super traditional methods. Like they have incorporated, I think, autoclaves and roller mills, but they have just a great process that really retains a lot of that core agave flavor, unlike a lot of other companies that use those more modern processes.
Yeah, I would say This is probably not the thing that I grab in terms of the Blanco.
But a good mixer.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How's the palate? It's really not bad.
Sweet, but subdued.
Sweet, subdued. There's a little almost bitterness at the end of the palate. And I remember getting that in our blind, and I think that's why this
I still get the bitterness. The reason I don't reach for this over other Blancos, like, the Fortaleza Blanco, or even the G4 Blanco, actually, I just feel like it's nondescript.
Yeah.
I wish it had more
really
character. I wish it had more character.
It does not stand out.
But what's going for it is that it has no additives. Yeah. It's straightforward.
Inexpensive.
It still has a little bit of the agave, but I think other brands may have a much more forward agave. I have to check myself because the non-additive, higher quality brands, their Blanco might have a little bit more robust.
Yeah. A little more intense, maybe a little better mouthfeel, a little more complex. Yeah.
There we go.
But not bad.
Not bad.
Not a lot of bad things to say about it. Just not particularly remarkable either. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's
Next.
Let's go to the next one. All right, well, before we move on, guys, we should point out that we are using the official tequila tasting glass of Curiosity Public, which is the Riedel tequila tasting glass. We do have a link in the description. If you follow that link, you can buy yourself a set of these. It's what we use. Following that link and buying them does help us out a little bit if you want to do that. By no means do you have to drink tequila out of this kind of glass. You can drink it out of whatever the heck you like. But these are actually very, very nice for tequila.
Solo
shapes.
cups.
Yeah, slightly better than a solo cup. All right, guys, next up is the Artisanal Suave Blanco.
Suave.
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 I'm having issues.
Remember Rico? Suave.
Ricos.
So this is essentially their higher end line. There's some differences between this and the base one. I think it's mainly selection of agave and the way the agaves are trimmed. So they trim them a little closer to the core, so you get a little bit less of the funky things that can come. I think they fermented
a little bit ripe, right?
I think the more ripe agaves. I think they ferment them a little bit longer. Okay, guys, how's the nose on the Suave? It is a little more intense.
It's interesting though. It's not a big bump in the agave though.
No, I don't think so. I think I don't know.
I think it's the brightnesses. It's like it's more bright.
A little brighter.
I wish it was better. There's no character in the aroma, at least. I wish it had more agave. It had more sweetness. I mean, we've tried things like Ocho, Blancos, very forward. Even the Fuente Seca. All of these, the Blancos. Yeah. So
let's try the palate. See if there's
a little disappointing there. Mouth feels a little better. A little bit more. The flavors are finally punching through a little bit.
There's more complexity here.
The finish is better.
Yeah, finish.
I'm not getting that bitter hit. The bitter hit's kind of almost like it's been stretched out and
thinned out a bit.
Thinned out.
Yeah.
It's
still not my favorite.
But not
it's not my favorite. I'm not a big fan. I don't buy Arette Blancos. I mean, it's okay.
Actually, me too. Now that I think about it.
Yeah,
you're right.
These are fine, but they're not exceptional in any way, I think.
This is one of those interesting things because I want to drink the Blanco. Full disclosure, I've told our members that I drink a lot of Blancos and extra añejos. Usually nothing in between. This is one of those rare exceptions where I feel like the Blanco doesn't bring anything to the table that's bold enough to be as interesting as I would like.
Yeah.
And so I do skip the Blanco in this one. I tend to stay over here. Yeah. Actually, it's just this.
Just that, yeah.
I love it so much.
And
I love
also,
it so much, yeah.
This repo is pretty exceptional.
True.
Yeah, so. All right, well, let's keep going, guys. Let's get to the high proof Blanco next.
Yeah.
All right, next up is the 101 proof Blanco. We should show a little close up here. This is a really cool motif on this one. The black bottle. Look at that. And this is part of the artisanal line. Higher proof Blanco.
Yeah. 101.
Into this. Let's see what comes through at a higher proof. Is it going to punch more? Is this going to answer our kind of call for the Blanco, you think?
I hope so.
All right. How's the nose?
Wow.
There you go.
There's
the agave.
There it is.
It's weird, yeah. It's
like it went from
you just turned it on
and it went.
Turn it on. You finally turned it on.
This is where it's at, folks. This is where it's at.
Is it just a question of proof then? You think, or you think this is actually a different recipe?
Because you get it at the lower proofs, man.
Wow!
Not recipe,
Wow!
Method.
Okay, I'm.
This is really nice.
Yeah, I think I would have this on my shelf. I would definitely have this on my shelf.
Wow! Yeah, that's really nice.
This is great.
All right, how's the palate?
Oh, Finally, some character. I love it. You know what? Agave core. Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
It's cooked, but it still has like a little
Bitterness.
a little bitterness in
It,
there.
it has that thin rim of bitterness, but it has that agave core finally kicking in. And that is very nice. Drinks below proof.
Yeah, it doesn't drink like 101 proof.
Tastes like 2%. I mean...
2% milk.
Agave milk. Very good.
Very good.
I gotta say the bitterness is still there, though.
Yeah, the bitterness is still there, and that's why I think, again, I'm going to say what we said about all the Blancos, is like there's still something lacking with it. I still have not ever really found myself raving about their Blancos, any of them, even this one.
Yeah, I would say out of all of this, though, you know...
But this is very good. Very enjoyable.
Well, now we finally turned on the agave.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
For sure.
It took us the higher proof.
So it just had to be louder, I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's nice, though.
Enough to be a regular sipper?
I think I'm still probably going to buy something else.
Me too.
I drink a lot of Fortaleza Blancos, though.
Yeah. Different experience.
Yeah.
Although now, after all of our like drink-throughs and all that stuff, I drink a lot of Ocho Blanco.
We haven't done a drink through Ocho. Or blinds, you mean?
Or in my mind.
Yeah.
He's already been
Everything's a drink through.
done that.
I've been into the future.
All right, guys. Let's set aside the Blancos and move into Reposado territory. All right. So the first of our aged products, the regular Reposado. This is actually the exact bottle that we used in our best Reposado video. You can check that one out. Far and away the winner of that blind, by the way.
Spoiler alert. But
wasn't even really
not
close.
even close, yeah.
I'm excited to try this again and see if we can
Especially in this lineup, though.
Yeah,
Now that we've been set up with the profile.
We've set up the profile with the Blanco. Let's see what it's like. Price point on this, you'll find this in the $30 range, 30 to 35 range. Actually, I just picked up
33 to 37.
To
I just
39.
picked up a big boy, a big 1 liter of it
Ooh, how
today.
much is that?
And the price on this one, as you can see, I just got this today. $34.99 for the 1 liter, which is a good price.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's
And
a
this
great
is
one.
if you want to get a good repo. This is-
Yeah.
Why are you whispering? I don't know.
Because.
We should note, these are aged in Woodford Reserve barrels. That's what some people report as being the barrel of choice for Arette. How's the nose?
It's like
It's really rich.
celebration.
Celebration? I mean, dude, you just...
Oh, man.
You increase the depth of flavor almost 100-fold.
I mean, it's
You're getting
very,
so much more out of this.
like, syrupy, too.
From the brightness to the richness. Still got the agave core.
You know what's interesting about this is that you get this very, very, very subtle grape
It's not subtle. dude.
right at the bottom.
Grape is there, man.
White grape?
Yeah, it's like wine.
There's almost a melon, too.
What I like about this is like
It's like a pepper on melon.
I talk about in our Scotch reviews the peated stuff, where the peat is the foundation in which the flavor profile is presented to me. Here, what I love about this release is that I feel like the barrel influence is there to not impart more flavor, but to, again, accentuate the agave, which is really amazing. I mean, it's just incredible how that happens. And it's so good. It is really, really delicious.
Yeah. Let's get to the palate.
Oh, clean, crisp,
Oh, my
almost
God.
citrus flavor.
So beautiful.
It's so good. Wow, it's still so good.
I mean, it's a repo that really, in a lot of ways, drinks like an Añejo.
yeah, for
It
sure.
really is.
I mean, it's not as I would say it's not as earthy as some of these other releases.
But it's like
It doesn't have any of the oak.
clean.
Very clean, crisp. I feel like
But there's some of the
flavor is
darkness coming in.
skewed.
I mean, you
Yeah, I'm
get
getting
the
some.
barrel influence in it. You still do. But it's almost like you're getting the Woodford Reserve in here.
Yeah.
It's like a couple drops of like a whiskey almost imparted in this.
Definitely.
I feel like I'm enjoying like white wine, for example.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Well, a little better than that.
Like a
though.
Chardonnay, a buttery Chardonnay.
yeah.
I get a little bit of the oak.
Well,
I think this is one
It's like
where
sweet oak, not tannic.
What,
Yeah,
what
not
do you think?
technical.
What do you think about this? I mean, it's been a long time since I've been kind of new to anything, but
So jaded.
if somebody never had tequila or they've been drinking a lot of Jose Cuervo Gold shots, right? As Jules knows, shot. Like that's all he does. But Do you think this would be a good introduction?
It's a great gateway.
Oh yeah.
Because it's
sweet.
It's not, harsh at all. It's not punching in weird ways. The bitterness is gone. It's not overly minty.
It's an interesting one,
It doesn't
too,
have the earth.
because it touches both ends of the spectrum. So if somebody tastes this and like, well, I really like that bit of agave at the core. Well, then you move this way. Mm-hmm. Maybe not necessarily to
not
this
these.
Blanco, but to some of the other Blancos we've reviewed. If you like that barrel, then okay, now maybe you want to move that way. So it's a really nice midpoint, I think. So, but anyway, we got 2 more repos to go, guys. Let's keep going. Let's get to the Suave. Okay, next up is the Reposado Suave. Interestingly, it looks lighter, doesn't it?
does.
Than the other repo.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. So I wonder if these are reused barrels, or they use the wetter ones for the cheap. I don't know.
Ooh. Oh, wow. There's a flood back here, folks.
I did spill a bit. My bad.
I'm just reminding you. Grabbing your
My
neck.
hand all over like
That was
this.
so good. That was so good.
All right, how is the nose on the Suave?
Oh, wow.
It's different.
It's a different aroma profile.
It's sugary.
It's really sweet.
It's
my
like
gosh.
white sugars as opposed to dark sugars.
It's like
Getting
I'm in
into, like-
you're in a candy store right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
gosh,
It's candy.
it's
It's
like
just candy,
agave
right?
candy.
And it's
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
Okay.
It's
Let's
like
try it.
it's like pulling candy.
Yeah, seriously. Like,
You know?
the taffy. And
No, I'm thinking about like the ones that are like.
Yeah, the Japanese taffy ones.
Wow, it's a very different experience on the palate.
Okay, let's try to
Oh,
help our audience tell the difference. What's the difference between?
I get more agave on this, and I get lighter sugars. The regular Repo is darker. To me, it's oakier. It's more. You taste more of the barrel. This one, I get a very different experience.
This is just sugar, dude.
I get more
It's
agave in
seriously
this
like-
too, though. Personally,
Really?
Okay,
Yeah,
so the
more
regular
cooked, more
Repo,
cooked.
the non-suave Repo, again the spectrum that I see is skewed toward light, almost like summer fruit type of flavor profile.
I don't know about that.
The Suave, wait, listen.
No
You
thanks.
didn't even listen
Okay,
to
moving
anything.
on.
The Suave has an earthy component. There is
Sure.
a actual savory component, more so than the regular Reposado. Reposado is celebrating sweetness. This is celebrating richness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I see.
But it's
I don't know if it's any better, though.
it's different.
It's just different.
It's got this it's got the white sugar thing in it, and it does have more of the bitterness.
I would probably not use this as a introduction. I would rather pick this one for someone who's never tried it. I think they would find this more palatable.
You know what's interesting?
I think experienced drinkers would obviously gravitate toward this. It's almost like, the analogy that I would use is like the old French style wines versus, the New World wine.
They're very different. These two,
Yeah.
very different experience. Like it's so weird because this.
I feel like I can taste the ground, the earth.
In some ways, I think the artisanal one would have fit in and blended in more with the other repos when we did our blind. Whereas
You're right.
the plain one didn't because it has such a unique flavor profile to it. It's very interesting. It's very different. I was not expecting them to be this different when I had them side by side.
Yeah, this is really
Very
different
different.
experience.
Very different.
I mean, both very good. But for me, I'm not spending the
I don't know.
extra.
I think I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I'm not.
I gotta say this. I
Punches
attribute in my mind,
the
right?
plain repo, right?
The flavor memory, I would lean toward this. When I think of Arette, I think of this rather than this, which is kind
Well,
of
this
very
feels
good.
like a big
It's still good,
departure. This
but
feels
it's-
like a big departure from the profile.
Yeah.
But there's a savory component, almost like a slight saltiness too.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's and I think part of it's that bitter core that we were getting in the Blancos.
Yeah.
It's more prevalent in this version of the Repo.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And it's almost like there's sugar on it, so it works well, but it's still there. And it kind of controls the flavor in a weird way.
As we get older, we appreciate bitterness more, right?
It's not an
kinda like
off-putting
that.
bitterness.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that in a bad way, but all right. Well, should we move to the unique Repo? See if that's any different?
Yeah.
All right, let's
Maybe
do it.
it's unique.
All right, pass down the unique. Now you guys may notice something unique about this. You see that topper there? That is not the topper that this bottle came with, because when I opened it up, the cork broke off in the bottle. So I've got an Old Forester cork in here. But the tequila was fine. I was able to get the cork out without.
And this is a departure
breakage
in their bottle style.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, they did have one of this unique line as a extra añejo.
Dude, what is up with corks and Arette?
Seriously. But it was a real cork.
I called Arette. I didn't call. I messaged Arette and I told them the whole situation, and basically the response was, "We'll look into it."
Did you send a courier?
Pony Express.
Exactly.
I sent Arette's
The horse.
great. Yeah.
Shadowfax.
Shadow.
So the story behind this one, at least, I don't know the story behind the extra añejo, but this one apparently was made special for some restaurants, and either some of them didn't get bought, and they ended up on the market in select locations. It happens to be available here. I don't really know the deal. It's a 375 milliliter. Dylan found some information that it was actually aged in Jack Daniel barrels as opposed to the Woodford barrels. So I don't know. We have not really confirmed any of that story, but
Okay, so
how's the nose?
I get more citrus.
Whoa, a lot.
I get
of citrus.
more mint.
More agave for sure.
Agave.
This is a really, really, really cooked agave flavor that I'm getting.
Oh my goodness, it's
It's so
like
deep.
orange juice.
Orange juice.
Naranjas.
But again, a completely different nose from the other two. More like the
I
Suave.
can't get over the citrus, man.
Yeah.
Because you know why? It's like we're at Disneyland.
No, this is rich.
Soaring.
Yes.
Over the orange fields, just
Spraying all that
face.
orange. Yeah.
That's exactly
It
what
has a
feels like.
very rich cooked agave, like a really, really cooked down agave. Yeah. More cooked than the other two.
What was the Whoopi Goldberg one? People
It's
die.
Calafia.
Yeah, what was that one called again?
I think it's like California Dream.
Oh yeah,
Dreaming
I love that one.
All right, how's the palate, guys?
Very violent though.
Whoa.
There's that citrus hit, man. Holy
It's
crap.
citrus, right?
It's almost like bitter citrus, though.
Doesn't
Like
get
like rinds.
Yes, thank you. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
It doesn't get bitter for me, though. I really like it.
Yeah, I get that. It's like
It gets there
bitterness.
for me.
I don't know if this is better.
It's
Yeah.
unique.
What is it's drying?
It's a little drying. Yeah. Wow, it's this is fascinating.
Seriously,
Three
this
repos with such different characteristics,
Yeah.
all from the same core.
Like blind, I would not even guess that they're from the same core. They're like that much of a departure from
I
each
can't
other.
believe how much the citrus flavor is like overwhelming this.
I'm with you.
I feel like somebody squeezed, or
Not just that,
Not
I took
squeezed,
a
but,
bite
like-
of it too, man.
yeah, like they got
Expressed it. They
rind, and
expressed
just
it.
it's almost
They squeezed
yeah,
the rind.
squeezed the rind.
it's almost
The
like a
oils.
I got it, like the old fashioned.
Yeah.
When they're doing that and
Yeah.
you're kind of sitting there and you get that whiff.
But it's I think it's a lime. It's more like a lime or a lemon to me, not an orange. On the palate, the nose, you may get more of an orange because I think the sweetness comes through. But on the palate,
Maybe that's
it's
what
much
it is,
more
'cause
like
it's the-
lime, like a lime rind,
Yeah.
an express
right
peel.
about
You know,
No, I'm not getting lime at all. I'm getting all citrus.
like a sour orange, not like a very very sweet.
No,
orange
it's not a
to
sweet
me.
orange.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, not one.
Dude,
should
so
people hunt this
different,
down?
man?
Only if you're a diehard fan, maybe.
If you live in Orange County,
Yeah.
well,
it's not the
obviously
right
it's not the right one.
Okay. Good. Of the repos, I am saving the money and buying the
I
cheapest
know,
one.
I think so too.
So
That's what's
good,
crazy
man.
about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
Oh, huh.
All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's get to the añejos. All right, on to the añejo. So we are onto the regular lineup añejo. Now, if you've seen our añejo blind challenge, this did very well. It earned a second place, I think. Jules, I think this was your favorite, if I'm
I think so,
remembering.
too.
You have to double check the tapes, but had a good showing. So at this point now, we're aged a bit longer. I don't know how old this one is. I believe the Suave is aged 2 years, but let's get into the nose.
There you go. That's the agave grassland.
It's grassy.
Oh, yeah.
I get the mint.
Yeah, I get some.
Very light.
Light. Mint.
Very light. Light flavors.
I was trying to go
Professional
for a drink.
drinker here.
Totally.
All right, let's get to the palate.
Oh, yeah.
I like that a lot.
Me too, man.
Oh,
that's
the
that's
core-
perfect for me.
of that agave flavor comes right
the
down
mint,
the
you
middle.
get the pepper.
The mint lingers on the finish.
Yeah, it's so good.
I don't know. I disagree.
You don't like it?
This is not my jam.
I like this.
This is not my jam. I don't know where this is.
It drinks more like a Repo.
Yeah, I'd rather have the Repo at this point. I feel like it's.
I get you on that.
This is one of those things that I always think to myself and go, this is like
I know
not
why.
a finished product.
I know why you don't like it. It's because the mouthfeel's not great. But I like
It's
the
not
flavors.
a finished product for me.
I like the flavors a lot.
Either
I think you're right. I think it's because it's a weak mouthfeel for him.
either go hard
It is. It's light.
or go home.
I think that's a little harsh. I think this is really good.
It's good, dude. Come on.
This is very sippable.
What a hater.
The kids say crushable. Yeah, I dig that.
I mean, I think
It's good.
it just
Actually,
cranks
you know
up-
what? I think you ranked this really, really low in the blind too.
yeah. I mean, like the flavors cranked up maybe like one notch, but
You know why? It's slightly sour.
if I
But like, just
If I
just
blind
For him,
this-
he hates sour.
if I
Right,
blinded
right,
this with
yeah.
the Repo, I feel like the Repo's sweetness at least has like character. This one, I feel like it doesn't have. It
It's a
doesn't know
s-
what it wants to
this
be.
is so
It's like
good,
sweet
dude.
wine.
It's just
Yeah,
kind of a
this is so good
transition.
to
It's
me.
like limeade.
Yes.
It's like
it's
limbo.
exactly that, because you get the right
limbo
amount
for me.
of.
But that's why you don't like it. I think
Yeah,
this is just
sour.
not your jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But-
just that it's not registering for me.
I get that.
Yeah,
And
me too.
I definitely would agree this is maybe not a universally appealable one, but if you skew towards the sour, kind of citrusy flavors of a tequila, I think this is
Yeah, this knocks it out, man. Seriously.
really nice.
So good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Fair enough.
I'm just not.
Well, hey, let's try the artisanal one. I think it's got a little more age, better selection of agaves, and let's see if that one's any different.
All right.
Okay, pass on down the Suave artisanal añejo, and we'll see what this one is like after the.
I have a question.
Regular.
Do you say el tequila or la tequila? Because
I don't.
both are acceptable.
I don't know.
Would-
I don't
would
speak any
you use-
Spanish.
Yes,
I mean, I speak as much Spanish as somebody who's lived their whole life in California. Which
I don't know.
is-
I usually
little
say
bit.
Which is hola
el tequila.
a todos.
It's
I
El
say el
Tequila.
tequila, but I mean maybe that's my bias, right?
Is that gender? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't
Or
help
it
you.
could just be because it ends with the A, so your tendency is to.
Hey,
match it,
CPU,
La
drop some
tequila.
comments.
Yeah, like
Answer
La
Dylan's
tequila.
question for him.
Which is L.
No, both are acceptable.
Yeah.
But most of the time,
No, I'm
people,
saying, what does our
Gender
CPU say?
neutral.
Oh yeah, we should see.
They just say tequila.
Mas tequila. All right.
No mas.
How is the nose? Oh,
It's
fascinating.
man. Sweeter for me.
yeah. You know
More
what?
on like the
Very
rum.
ripe.
You know what's happening here? This one, the regular one, is more like the artisanal
it's
Repo.
artisanal, yeah.
The artisanal añejo tastes more like the regular Repo to me.
Yeah.
Smells like it.
And it's more on like the darker sugars.
Yeah.
It has
like
more oak though.
There's almost like a waxy element.
Yes. I'm
Getting
getting
that?
down the aroma totally, dude. It's like, from a candle. Yeah.
But it's not off. It's not
But
bad.
not
Yeah.
like from,
All right, let's try the palate.
scented candles.
I like this better than the regular añejo, but I still get this feeling that it's a transition phase for me. Like I don't know where it fits. I need it to fit.
You know what's weird is I still think I'm grabbing
Me too.
Yeah,
the
that's the
Repo
thing.
over this.
I would grab the Repo too.
It's not a particularly rich añejo.
No, this one.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I mean, it's not bad by any means. I mean, we're trying to
But it doesn't distinguish
nitpick
itself.
here. I would say what I do get is a more ripe agave
Yeah.
profile. I do get the earthiness. The earth. I feel like the balance between the earth and barrel and sweetness and agave is better in this release than this. I felt like the balance was off with this añejo.
I get what
This
you're
one
saying.
has a slightly better profile. Between the two, if I had to choose, I'd obviously grab this. The flavor profile, though,
I think things are muted. dude.
here's what I want more of. I want more of the rich agave. I
Mm-hmm.
want the agave sweetness to come from the agave, not just like white
Barrel
sugar
influence, yeah.
or refined sugar. I want that cactus candy,
Yeah.
right?
I think I might have a slight preference for the regular añejo. It's a little more unique. It's not your jam, but I think for me and Jules, I think it was better personally.
Me too.
More interesting.
Agreed. Like I said, everything feels more muted to me on this. So
another thing we should point out, and because we finished the core line here, we're going to get to the extra next. Obviously, is that it's still a relatively inexpensive tequila. Even the higher end ones are priced more cheaper than something like Fortaleza or Cascanes. Priced maybe more like Ocho, the artisanal line, but the cheap line, half the price. I mean, very, very inexpensive. And for how inexpensive these are, they're really good.
Yeah,
they're still really good. There's pretty much nothing else in this price range of the base ones, at least, that I think can really compete with these.
I mean, I would say, I want to say use this or this for
BLANCO
mixing, but then I would still go for this.
The Repos.
This is so versatile.
So good.
The versatility in the Repos.
It's so good, though. I wouldn't want to mix this.
Out of control.
Well, I get what you're saying, though. This Añejo has some of those characteristics of a good mixing Blanco that I like, that has that citrus hit. So I actually agree that Añejo would make some killer margaritas.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
And you're not really breaking the bank. I mean, it's not super expensive.
Yeah.
All right, well, done with the core lineup. Let's get to the Gran Clase, and then we'll do a recap. All right, pass on down the Gran Clase. Now, we did have the older bottle here. As you can see, it had a white motif. The new one with kind of a, I don't know, it's like a brownish motif.
And brown.
And with a nice blue wax again. And I must point out, this newer batch, much darker than our older batch over here. And from my recollection, a bit of a different flavor profile, too.
Whoa. I don't know. I can smell it from here.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Me too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, this is what I'm talking
Isn't
about.
that absolutely amazing?
Oh, superb.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Dude,
Wow,
like everything just opened up.
Everything is coming
It's
out
just
finally.
all there.
It literally has, like, everything.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, you're getting the cooked agave, you're getting like a nice spice component.
So we should point out...
getting the grass, the
Oh,
mint.
I'm getting the citrus.
Yeah.
I'm getting the citrus of this.
Yeah.
I'm getting the orange.
Citrus. Dude, I'm even getting like the vanilla.
$130, $140? Is that what it was, Dylan?
Yeah, 130.
130, 140. But man, what a powerhouse.
What a value, I would say. I mean, it is very expensive, but for an extra añejo...
No, this is so complex.
Wow.
I mean, barrel influence all over the place. There's like a warm kind of woodiness to the core as well. There's the sweetness.
What you're describing, can you go back to this? I just can't. I can't go back to this.
No. I mean, the price is
the price
is the reason.
Price.
I mean, I already know which ones I'm going to buy.
Yeah.
And you guys do too. We'll get to the recap, but let's finish our tasting of this one. Let's get to the palate.
Oh.
It just extends. Everything got an aroma.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good.
Oh man. You know the mouthfeel?
Mouth feels amazing.
It's like this great like like bubblegum mouthfeel.
Yeah.
It just sticks there. It's like lathers up.
It's like the juice from the gum.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that kind of essence. Oh. It's perfect.
The sweetness is perfectly balanced. The agave is in just the right amount. That citrus hit is just the right amount. That
spice.
The hint of the bitterness is still there, but it's so well complemented by everything else.
The reason why it works though is that the bitterness accentuates the sweetness and the other flavors. That's
like
why
using
again
salt
it's the presentation
and sugar together to kind of like enhance each other.
How do I describe this? I mean, the barrel influence is definitely there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is front and center. You get
not tannic at all.
No, not tannic, but you get a touch of that oak.
Brown sugar comes in there. It's like a thinned out brown sugar though.
Yeah. Whereas the Repo is more of the white sugar. This is the darker.
Yeah,
that's like the processed sugar.
This is like waxy thing a little bit to me.
Wax.
I'm not getting it. Yeah, I'm not getting it compared to the other one, but
I get it a little bit on the nose. I don't know why. I mean, it's not bad.
For a second there, I thought I tasted like almost like a nuttiness, but it's very fleeting. I can't say
we're detecting nuttiness.
I mean, the nice thing is on the finish, I get waves of agave.
Oh yeah.
And waves of sweetness, and it's just
the right amounts though.
Yeah,
what lingers is so good.
So good añejo, good extra añejo for a whiskey drinker. You think to try?
Yeah, there's enough there. There's enough there.
After trying the Herradura Leyenda, I feel like that's a very good transition. Yeah. Like someone who's a hardcore bourbon or American whiskey first touch, liquors. This is still going to be difficult unless
This
you're
is
like,
more
I
like-
want to invest in
This is more like
tequila.
tequila.
Yeah, I was like, I want to invest in tequila.
So
You know,
maybe a second
obviously,
step after that?
This, I don't want to do, well, that's the recap, but I mean, this is really great. This is good for the price. I know $130 is a lot of money, but
For extra añejo.
if you look at extra añejo
Right in
these
line,
days,
yeah.
you know,
All right, well, you said recap. Let's just do the recap. All right, obviously this is
There's
on my
only
list.
2.
The extra, no question.
no question.
Yeah, there's only 2. You're right. There's 2 clear standouts in this lineup.
Yes.
And it's exactly
yes.
the regular Reposado and the Gran Clase Extra Añejo.
Dude, and you know what?
By
What's
a mile.
crazy? Both still sub 200 if you get it together. I mean, that's amazing. That's a really good price.
That's true.
Great to have on your
Come
shelf.
on,
Yeah.
less than 200
if you
bucks,
get
guys.
these
You get
two-
both of these.
Yeah.
You're done. Huh.
Yeah, if somebody came over and, you know, even a tequila snob coming in, you're
Right,
like,
like,
okay, like you want the tequila today? Here.
Yeah. Oh, nobody's going to turn up a nose at this. This is
Yeah.
delicious.
And then ask, do you say el tequila or la tequila?
I'm overall a little surprised that both of those stood out so much.
Yeah, none of these are bad by any
not at all.
means. I struggle, though, where it fits.
I think for me,
Yeah.
the surprise of this progression actually is how different the profiles changed.
Yeah, nothing
I mean,
tasted like
Like,
the
you know, I
other
don't get the
thing.
Yeah.
core, yeah. You know?
These were maybe the 2 most
That's
similar, the 2
true.
Blancos.
Yes, agreed, yeah.
But
I
everything
agree
else
with
was
you,
very different.
I guess if you're a Arette fan, you have to have all of them because it's
so
very
different.
unique. They're
They're
all
so
unique.
different.
The spice of life.
Yeah, and I'm
The
sure
variety.
somebody in the comment
Spice
section
of
will
life.
say, "Oh, you know, this repo is good for this this situation, this
Yeah.
repo," and you know they get different flavors out of it. I gotta say, this unique one, I feel like I got more of the nuttiness on this one too.
It was the Jack Daniels.
Ah,
I
good
find the
point.
weirdest aspect here the añejos.
Yeah.
It's
I
really
get-
interesting.
It's weird.
It's weird.
I don't
It's
know
just
where
different.
this fits.
I liked them both a lot, but I mean, I think across the board, for me personally, I'm with the Blancos. I have a slight preference for the Suave. Repo, definite preference for the regular. Añejos, slight preference for the regular, actually. How about you?
Yeah, I think I'm right on the money. Maybe on the Blancos.
For the Suave?
Yeah.
Well, the 110 I'm taking out of this. I'm just between,
between
like,
the
the two
two.
core.
Yeah, I guess I'm just right on the money with you. I think it's still, the same. Boom, boom, boom.
No, my money goes right here
Well,
in
yeah,
this, and that's it.
obviously. I think that's the default.
Yeah, but my question was more
His
between
question is,
the two
between
lines,
the
the
two.
baseline and the Suave line. I feel like the only one where I would pony up would maybe be the Blanco. If I had to get a Blanco and I had to buy an Arette, I'm going to buy the Suave. The Repo and the Añejo, I'm going to get the regular, I think.
Yeah, I'm totally with
But you liked the Suave Añejo better. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not.
Not interested in it?
Yeah, I'm not.
He's going to Kobayashi Maru
He's
this
like, I'm
argument
bored.
and just these two.
I want to drink the Gran Clase.
I'm not gonna reduce this into this versus this.
Okay, fine.
Oh, you do that for everything else.
I know. He's going to Kobayashi Maru.
Exactly.
As usual.
Life is not that simple, folks.
Oh, please, Mr. Binary over here.
Well, speaking of simple, Jules, please take us out.
Oh, that's right. Tell us what you guys think in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. Either way, let us know how you feel. Subscribe for more videos from Curiosity Public. If you want to help us out, please consider joining Curiosity Private membership program here on YouTube. We also have a Patreon, and we are selling t-shirts. You can pick these up. Links will be in the description. We also have a podcast out there on the major podcast platforms. As always, stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay curious. By simple, I didn't mean that you were a simpleton. I meant that it's simple to do an outro.
I'm a simpleton.
No, I said you guys are simple.
Tens.
See, you just go by Oshimura.
Exactly. Like,
No, that's not a bad thing. That
in
wasn't
my
meant-
kingdom.
No, that was not meant as a, to be derogatory. That was not meant to be derogatory. Okay?
Wow, this... Very different. No, not that different. It's much lighter.
I'm just still mad about the
cork.
The cork.
Dude, this one of them was insane.
Man, hey Costco, can you please get more of this? Because you guys were selling this for $89.99.
Oh my god.
And, I've been asking the spirits buyer at my local Costco, and like, come on, man, can you just please stop bringing in
freaking good
Don Julio 1942?
1 liter.
How
really
good
great.
is this stuff?
I might have to go to
$34.99. $35 for 1 liter of the best repo that we've tasted, basically.
Yeah.
It's so cheap. It's amazing.
Yeah,
and this is what I love. This is where technology wins, right?
Yeah.
They use roller mills, they use autoclaves, and yet they're able, and they don't use additives,
Right.
but they're able to produce an exceptionally good product and keep it so cheap.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. For that price point, dude.
If this was a new brand, they'd charge $100 for this.
$100,
and people would be like, "It's the best Reposado."
No, you know what? You know what I think? I think if you want to take shots like you do, I would buy that 1 liter and I would use that.
Oh my gosh.
People would love it.
That's the reason Dr. Oju buys this stuff.
Yeah.
Because he's like, hey, if people want to shoot it, whatever. If people want to sip it, easy. If people want to make margaritas, who cares?
Go for it, yeah.
It's $35 for 1 liter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need to go buy some. I should have bought another bottle. He only had 2 left.
Yeah. It's getting sold out because of us. Not because of us.
No.
Hey, this was fun.
That was great.
That was great. Very surprising.
Dude, seriously, I wouldn't think the profile would change that much, man. Damn.